new shoe smell. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a general update for you today and my first impressions on the VJ Spark, the all new trail running shoe from VJ Sport. We'll of course be covering the usual goodies like comfort, grip, best use, but I want to really nail down the fit in today's video. I originally ordered a true to size in UK 8.5, proved a little bit too tight, a little bit too short in the length, so while I managed to do a fell race in them, I decided to go for a half size up, which has just landed, so we're going to test these beauties tonight, compare them and see if we can't get you guys an idea of which size you should order. So stick around till the end of the video for that. Before I hit the trails, a little bit of information on VJ. They're a Finnish company specialising in orienteering footwear, but they've branched out into trail and sky running in recent years. Very popular in the US and especially coming towards England now. They've got this butyl sticky grip on the bottom, which is claimed to be the best grip on the planet. In my opinion, it is a very fair claim indeed. I've used the iRock series, which is a fell shoe, very good on wet, muddy courses, but lacking a little bit in comfort. I've also tried the VJ MaxX for the longer distances, which was very comfortable, but lacking a little bit on the grip. If only they could come up with a shoe that combined the two.
Skies of a different light, white noise that keeps me up at night. I can't help but think back to you. I wish that I could find a face that I would recognize. I replay the memory of you. It's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days.
We're 2 weeks on from the Three Peaks fell race where I had that nasty fall. Glad to say I'm now running pain-free. It's big relief. We can hopefully build on this and start to work in that speed work I was mentioning the other week. Get my 5K time down. We're probably going to be too close to Saltergate Gallows to have a go at that race. It's only 2 weeks time, but there's so much to look forward to. We've got fell races through the winter, park runs. In April, we're going to have the Three Peaks hopefully, August, the Scafell Marathon, and I'm planning a big race in Europe. Doing a bit of research on it, so I'm not going to spoil what it is just yet, but you'll find out all about that very soon.
No, I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home.
Tell you what, I can't wait to let loose in all these new shoes. We've got the Innovate for the fell races, we've got the Flight Vective for the parkrun PBs, and of course the VJ Spark for my day-to-day running and the longer races. I'm really hoping this could be an alternative to the Scott Super Track RC for when we're on the wetter courses. You all know I struggled in the Three Peaks with that shoe.
I'm coming home.
But ultimately, it all comes down to fit and sizing. The 8.5s were too tight. I ended up with sore spots on my pinky toe and my Achilles. They were just a little bit too short in the length, I think. And because the insole's quite thick and padded, which is great, they just seem to be a little bit too tight. First impressions of the size 9, though, is they're not bad at all. They feel comfortable and they seem good on first impressions, but I need the rest of the week to feel them out, and then when you see me next on Saturday, I'll give you a proper impression of which size is best. We'll also look at the overall comfort, the grip, all the other good stuff. Right, gonna get this run done, and I'll see you Saturday. We're going to Dalby Forest, so we'll get some beautiful views.
You don't even know me like that. Are you pressed for time? Put you in my mind. Come a little closer like that. Staying up all night, throwing drinks back. Blue eyes smiling while you're cursing. I admit it's working.
Welcome to Dalby Forest, guys. Yep, we're back up here. The leg's not quite right, so I thought it'd be an ideal opportunity to get you guys some good footage of the VJ Spark and talk more about the shoe. So we'll begin with grip. That butyl rubber is sticky as hell. It lives up to its name. The best grip on the planet, in my opinion. I was on the tiles at home, just feeling the shoe out, and you could hear it squeak. I've done a fell race in it, felt really comfortable, going downhill, secure, and I just felt like I had confidence in where I was putting my foot. While it wasn't a muddy day, I still think this shoe will handle the mud okay. It's not as deep, as I mentioned, as the iRock and the Extreme, but it definitely is better for mud than the Max. I think it's got a really nice balance there. I still hold true to my claim that VJ are the only company who can handle wet rock really well without slipping, and these seem to be no different on that front as well. So the grip gets a huge thumbs up from me, and to be honest, we're going to talk about the comfort in just a second, which isn't quite as good, but I'd rather put up with a little bit of discomfort and know that I can really hit my paces and not risk falling over like we did in the Three Peaks, which has now cost me 3 weeks worth of training. Right guys, let's move quickly on to comfort. This is a first impressions video, remember, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but definitely better than the iRock and the Extreme. The midsole is more cushioned. The actual insole that goes inside the shoe is really thick. That adds an awful lot of comfort as well, but it's more stripped back in the upper than shoes like the Scott Supertrack RC. So it's not as comfortable in the Achilles area, and the heel is not as comfortable around your heel bone. It does rub a little bit. But if you can get around this, the grip is so good and definitely way better than the Scott Supertrack RC in my opinion, so I think it's worth the sacrifice in comfort. Remember, this is a first impressions video, so it may well get better with time and with more use. Also worth noting for you Supertrack RC users, the toe box is very, very similar, so certainly a thumbs up on that side from me. We're gonna get this run finished up, guys, get back to the house, and from there, I wanna talk about the sizing and the fit, because it's really important that you get that right, and I have got VJ's opinion on this as well.
Stumbling home, we don't know where we're going. Should've turned back hours ago. Out of our minds, I guess we're sleeping outside. You're still a good time, even in the cold. Get out the road, I told you. A car's coming, I stop you. You know I always got you. You know I...
How stunning was that run, guys? The autumnal colours with the sunset match nicely with the colours of the VJ Spark. I promised you we'd talk about sizing and fit at the end of this video, so that's what we're going to do. As mentioned, I originally ordered true to size in 8.5. I then half sized up to a 9 because I found that 8.5 just a little bit too tight. Now, I'm wearing some custom insoles in here. The main reason for that is because I found with the normal insole in, it was just a little bit too tight around the front of the shoe and a bit short in the length. When I got up to the 9, I've had none of those issues. I've got the standard insole in, which is actually really important you use because it's quite cushioned, and I find the fit spot on with this shoe. Now, I've asked VJ's opinion on this. They said they've heard hardly anyone else have the same issue as me, so it may just be a me thing, not a shoe thing. But what I actually found is there's not much difference in the length of the shoe, as you can see. The difference actually comes for me in the material itself as it wraps over your foot. I found it much tighter in the upper, in the 8.5, than I did in the 9. I would still probably recommend you size true to size. I can actually get away with this 8.5. It's just slightly too tight for me. And I would maybe try and buy from somewhere where they've got a decent returns policy, so if you do need to half size up, you can do. For me going forward, now that I've got both pairs of shoes, I will probably use the 8.5 for shorter races because it is more of a precision fit, and use the 9 for my day-to-day training and maybe for the longer races. I honestly believe the VJ Spark could be one of the best trail running shoes of 2021. My only slight reservation is around the Achilles ankle area where I've got that rubbing, but it's only on my left foot, it's not on my right. So it could be a me thing, not a shoe thing. We'll find out in my longer term review, which won't be for a couple of months. I'm loving the outsole. The upper looks like it's going to be really durable, and there's plenty of room in the toe box. So it ticks every box, and it's such a versatile shoe, guys. It works well on mud, rock, every terrain you can come across, and I think it'll do a multitude of distances. It finally crosses that bridge between the VJ Max and the Extreme, which we've been waiting for VJ to come out with. If you want to catch my full review, don't forget to subscribe. And as to what's next on the channel, I'm thinking of doing my favourite trail running shoes of 2021 because we've got so bloody many. That one might be a long video. I'm gonna have to do some thinking on it. Got hopefully a race in a couple of weeks' time, but that all depends on what the leg does. We're still trying to work out this swelling that's in there from that bad fall that we had at the Three Peaks Fell race. And if I'm not race ready, there's probably no point in risking it. So I will catch you with the next video, whatever it may be. Take care, guys. See you later.